There's a lot of loud, crazy music out there. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I'm going to be continuing, actually starting the book of Psalms, and then followed by the book of Proverbs, and so that'll be next. But for right now, I just wanted to kind of send a positive message out there. You know, this is a very exciting time that we live. Everybody that's here wanted to be here at this particular time. It is a time of supernatural, phenomenal intervention by the Most High God. God, who knows the end from the beginning, has always had this plan. And he's given us glimpses of it in some of the books in the Bible, like Daniel and Revelations, that there's a new heavens that is coming upon the earth. He will have a people for himself, and he's going to clean house, I guess you could say. He has, heaven has proposed this upon the earth, and it's taking place actually right before our eyes. That's the exciting changes that we're seeing happening right now. It's a time of the great shift, and there's the last will be first and the first last. And but as believers, we kind of want to align ourselves with him every which way, put on the mind of Christ. And by that I mean abide in him, because that is our place of refuge. That's our resting place. And that's, he hides us in the shadow of his wings. But also, that's our place of growth and strengthening our faith. And you're going to need strong faith for the time to come, because as God topples all the enemies that have been oppressing God's people all along, the devil has been running things on this planet for a while now, changing God's laws and doing the most, but all of that's coming to an end, because God is changing things, and God is overturning demonic rule in our day, and so all oppression is going to cease. And that's an exciting time. The fields are ripe for harvest right now, so that last final harvest is coming in, and so all of us believers are out there proclaiming God's word boldly. And but prayer is key. We have to really pray without ceasing right now, even if we have family members that might not know the Lord or might not believe, because let's face it, we're surrounded by so much darkness, so much evil. And a lot of our the younger generation, who might wonder if there is a God because of everything that they see and experience, it's a time to surrender. We can surrender our children to the Most High God and pray for their salvation, because God will take it from there. If we surrender our children to the Most High God, who does all things perfectly, our kids are in perfect hands, and God knows how to restore them. He knows how to restore the broken sheep, and that is a really good, promising piece of hope right there, because I know I have one son who has been adamantly opposing, but I pray for him, and my hope is that God will restore him. Whatever the caterpillar hath eaten, right? Whatever the locust or the cankerworm hath eaten, God will restore. And I'm just so grateful and hoping that, because I know that nothing is too hard for the Lord. But we are certainly living, this is a crucial hour, a call going out to all believers everywhere, because he's overturning all these demonic forces, right? People that have been in a position of power and authority, that have been corrupt, that have, perverted justice. All of that demonic rule is tumbling. And he is going to replace it with his people. The last shall be first and the first last. He's going to be putting his people in position of power and authority that are totally in mind, they have the mind of Christ, that are about justice and righteousness, establishing righteousness and justice. There's going to be tremendous reforms in the political arenas and the social arenas, and even in the medical arenas. There's going to be tremendous, there's going to be cures for, for medical, cures for cancer and diseases, and for all kinds of medical oppressions, are going to be restored, and there's going to be healing of all kinds. I mean, people that have been deaf, diabetes, you name it, God is restoring everything. He's the great physician. So the New Jerusalem is going to be beautiful, a place of beauty, of honor, of integrity, of righteousness. It's going to be of people that love the Lord, that it's going to be where the highest vibration, love, unconditional love, is going to exist. Now, the devil, of course, would be whispering in the ears of all those naysayers, that's not going to happen. That's a lie. And, oh, she's crazy and don't believe it. No, the devil lies. And that's all coming to an end. Anybody that's not in line with God's purposes and that does not submit to God's way of righteousness, there's going to be room for those people. All right. And God is right now in the process of sorting and sifting and separating. There's a separation of the wheat and chaff going on right now as I speak. But yeah, God will establish righteousness and justice on the planet because it's, he has a people for himself, for his name's sake, and all the cruel people will be stripped of their position of power. Can you imagine? I mean, all this burdens that we've had, the high gas prices and barely able to scrape by to make ends meet. This is what the devil has really enjoyed. These narcissists that are running the country, and I expose a lot about the spiritual covert narcissist that has money. These people have had all the money. They've been controlling. They've been having domination over God's people, siphoning our energy, right? Our life force, our spiritual gifts, our talents, our skills, and stealing and robbing from the people of God and keeping us down and oppressed and defeated, and then harnessing all of our energy for themselves and manifesting wealth and staying in power and being oppressive. I mean, look what they're trying to do with the dollar. Get rid of the dollar and have a digital, system, where they can have complete and absolute control. But the taxes, where the tax burden is so high. And all of this, I mean, just all of this, keeping people so busy with struggling that and enjoying it. That's what the devil enjoys, creating pain and conflict and chaos. All of that shit's coming to an end. And that's a wonderful thing. God, there's going to be reforms, a tremendous reforms going on, and he will place his people in position of power and authority, and they will be bringing about justice and reestablishing honor and integrity and dignity and joy and happiness. When we have a system that is corrupt, where can people get justice? You can't get justice in a situation like that. You got to surrender everything to God, who fights all of my battles personally. But yeah, so it's a wonderful time, but there's darkness before the dawn, and there's going to be chaos because the devil doesn't go down without a fight, right? So there's going to be tremendous battles intensifying, and but God reveals Satan's agenda, the satanic agenda, that all these power structures all over the world are crumbling right now, and it's an accelerating movement. So, there's a call against demonic rule, and that's what's going to go on. But God wants his people to be strong, bold, and of good courage, and to abide in him more and more, because that's where we put on the full armor of God. And our faith is unshakable, and we move mountains. I mean, even a single person can move mountains. Can you imagine a whole army, God's whole army on the planet moving mountains? The devil doesn't have a chance, all right? These are already defeated foes, and they're filled with fear. And that's what they wish to inflict upon us, is fear. But no, perfect love casts out fear, and we have no fear facing our enemies, which are weak. They're weak. And let me tell you something about these satanic beings. A lot of these secret society people, or just people in general that are demons in suits, right? They wear a mask. These people they're soulless beings. When they've sold their soul to Lucifer, they're soulless beings. They've got to constantly be sacrificing and looking for fresh supply so that they can, for their survival, okay? Because they can't survive without sacrificing. So they're constantly preying upon people, young people, children, constantly praying upon them to suck their energy dry. And they use sex. They even are so demonic that they go into the spiritual realm in the dream state and they violate children in the dream state and suck their sexual energy dry so that they can have, that's how they harvest the energy and manifest wealth for themselves. This is sick. These sick demons are done. They're over. They are done. There's going to be a lot of space and room for God's people to step forward and help with the restoration and the healing of a lot of people who have suffered and gone through so much. God will restore them, and He is the great physician. He will restore all the broken sheep, okay? And He will use us, to speak life, and restoration in the populace, and to lift the hopes of everyone. And but it will be a wonderful time on the horizon, because there's going to be cures, there's going to be happiness and joy and tranquility, a place of peace. There won't be war anymore. So it will be a place of light and love and all beautiful things, and God's people will be creating, extremely creative, because we're going to be creating all the beauty on the planet, right? All the wonderful things that bring about happiness and joy. And so it's a wonderful time. All the false kingdoms that deny God's authority, their time is up, and they will be toppled, and they will be made our footstool, and for His name's sake, But that's a wonderful time that we're in. So we're told to dream big, and to have faith, and to persevere, and to rejoice, and to abide in Him, to dwell in Him, and to trust in Him, and strengthen our faith in Him. So I just wanted to put that out there. Join me for the Book of Psalms. I'll be reading that soon. And peace out, everybody. God bless. Bye.